All right, the matchup draft for Week 15. And, Chris, I have the trivia question. If you get it right, you get the first pick. If you get it wrong, I get the first pick. Lamar Jackson has 28 passing touchdowns this year. He is only 6 touchdown passes away from breaking the Ravens' single-season record. Who holds that record now? And I'll give you a clue. He wasn't drafted by the Ravens.
All right, so wait, we're talking about TD passes, right? We're talking about TD passes.
For the Ravens.
Yes.
Who holds the record of 34 touchdown passes for the Ravens, and he wasn't drafted by the Ravens?
Gosh, I guess I'm going to go with Steve McNair there. I don't know. Darn it.
Oh, it was Vinny Testaverde.
Oh, my man. Vinny had a year where he had 36 touchdown passes on the Ravens. Damn, I didn't realize
33,
that.
33.
33, gotcha, yeah.
33 is the record. Lamar is 6 away from setting it, 5 from tying it. In the first season of the Ravens, 1996, Vinny Testaverde had 33 touchdown passes, so the mark has stood ever since then. All right, I get the first pick. And where am I going to go? First pick. First pick. Let me go with the game in Dallas with significant playoff implications. Wade Phillips, who was fired by the Cowboys, running the defense for the Rams against Jason Garrett, who is on the verge of getting fired, suffering the same fate that Wade Phillips faced 9 years ago when Garrett was there on the staff. Remember all the controversy about Jason Garrett making more money than Wade Phillips?
Yeah.
That was a thing at one point.
Right.
Garrett gets the job. Phillips gets the pink slip, and Phillips now coordinating the Rams defense, and he can put another nail in that Jason Garrett coaching coffin if the Rams can stymie Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, and company. So that's going to be a fun one because of that subplot, and I'm sure Wade Phillips would, even though he would never say it, he would love to stick it to Jerry Jones, Jason Garrett, and the entire Cowboys organization.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you there at all, 100%. And, you got to stick it to them in the playoffs last year. And, Wade Phillips, that defense is rolling right now. Again, they've really corrected themselves since that Baltimore Ravens game. And that you're right. That's personal. I'm going to go personal, too, a little bit. A game that it's not like necessarily a huge game this weekend, but how about Kyle Shanahan versus his old team, the Atlanta Falcons, and Dan Quinn and company? You think he's going to want to, show them who's boss? I do, And again, I haven't talked to Kyle in a long time, so this has nothing to do with him. But, just the way it all ended for Shanahan in Atlanta, where people blamed him for the management of the Super Bowl. I didn't know he was the head coach at the time. And I feel like Matt Ryan and Dan Quinn kind of let it, everybody just oh, yeah, it was Kyle's fault. Right. We did nothing wrong. He's not here anymore. We don't have to worry about it. That was a BS move by both of them. And I would think Kyle Shanahan, knowing the competitor he is, he wants to stick it to the Atlanta Falcons this week. And I wouldn't be shocked if they were up by 40 in the fourth quarter and he wanted to score one more to make sure they're up by 50-something. That's to me.
No. I think the goal should be to land the final score on 28-3. That's what I think Kyle should try to do.
That would be really good. Well played, Florio.
All right, I'm going to go with something that a week ago we would have just scoffed at, but because of what happened on Sunday in Cleveland, all of a sudden Zac Taylor versus Bill Belichick is a significant matchup. Right? Because Bill Belichick is going to try to cram it up the wrong way, sideways, on Zac Taylor and the Bengals. They will be on to Cincinnati, and they will be all over Cincinnati, and they will not let up. And it's just, look, nobody expects the Bengals to keep it close from a football standpoint. It's not a compelling game, but because of this whole Spygate 2 thing and the reports that the Bengals are livid and the way the Bengals set it all up, it was kind of cute in the press conference. The radio color commentator asked the question to kind of plant the idea so Taylor could talk about it and they could inject it into the media that way. Belichick is pissed about this whole thing, and I suspect he's mad at Zac Taylor for dealing with it the way that he did, and he's going to have something for Zac Taylor and company when the game rolls around on Sunday. And hey, if nothing else, a game that otherwise would have been a road apple is compelling because of everything that's happened this week.
Yeah, how quickly is that handshake going to happen after the game? I mean, it's going to be like the old walk-by where Bill just puts his hands out and never really stops. Hey, whoa, see you later. Good game. Keep going. So, yeah, you're right. I didn't really think about that one, but there's definitely a little added incentive into that game.
What if we see a moment where Belichick pulls him in and dresses him down? And you can see he's talking to him, and you can say what he's saying to him. Like that. That was, what if the lip reader brigade can see that he's saying that was bull something what you guys did. I mean, who knows? But I
Yeah.
think that the cameras should be on those two guys as they meet at the at the midfield after the game.
Yeah, I hear that. I think if Bill was to do it, he'd probably say it before the game if he wanted to do it. So I hope they keep the cameras on him in pregame if they have a little.
Maybe I could see Bill wanting to make a point though. He wants none of this to stick to him.
Yeah.
This is the equivalent of if you're innocent of something, you shout it from the rooftops. This is him shouting from the rooftops. If we can see him plainly see that was really some bull bleep that you pulled this week. I'm going to be very intrigued by that final few seconds before they go off air from Patriots Bengals, where New England wins 38-2. It'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to go to our game on Sunday Night Football. I'm the bit, and I know this is boring, but hey, this is where games are won. Okay, I know this isn't always the sexiest, but the Bills O-line versus the Steelers front. I mean, that's the key to the game to me. It really is. I mean, we saw the Bills last week. Josh Allen woke up Monday morning last week against the Baltimore Ravens as the sorest guy in the NFL. He got bludgeoned. I mean, they killed him. They hit him in every part of his body over and over again. The Steelers are probably a better they are a better pass rushing team than the Baltimore Ravens and do all the creative things to go along with it. So the Bills' front offensive line is going to have to be on its game. I think the Bills can really win this game on Sunday night as long as they don't have a strip sack fumble or Josh Allen, as he's throwing, gets hit and blindsided and the ball pops in the air and becomes an interception, something like that. Because they're both great defenses. I would argue that the Bills' offense is better, of course, than the Steelers' offense. But the big thing will be that the Steelers can make so many big plays with just the ferociousness and creativity of their defense to where I think it really could come to Bud Dupree and TJ Watt make a strip sack fumble or cause a turnover that way. It could be the difference of the game.
There's a dangerous game looming for the Vikings in L.A. against the Chargers. The Packers go out there and get splattered a few weeks ago.
Yep.
And that Vikings offensive line, which Danielle Hunter, the defensive lineman who was the NFC's Defensive Player of the Week, had 3 sacks last week. He told me after the game, the offensive line is the reason why the Vikings offense is so much better this year. It's going to be everything they can handle with Melvin Ingram and Joey Bosa, and can they buy enough time for Kirk Cousins to throw the ball, and can they open the holes for Dalvin Cook? Cook still pops up on the injury report with a chest problem. He was fine last week against the Lions, but Alexander Mattison, his backup, didn't practice on Wednesday with an ankle problem. So they need Cook to be able to be effective, and he may have to carry more of the load. And that defensive line and that defense is swarming, and they're effective. And this Chargers team is better than 5-8 would suggest.
Yes.
They just destroyed the Jaguars on Sunday. And it won't surprise me if the Vikings walk into a buzzsaw when they go out there to play this week.
Scary, scary matchup for your Minnesota Vikings. Very scary for your Minnesota Vikings. I mean, the Chargers are the 4th best defense in football. They're legit. They can rush the passer. They're good in pass defense. And then what also scary is, as long as Phillip Rivers doesn't throw stupid interceptions, they should be able to throw the ball in your Vikings defense. That is scary. I like that. You're right. That's a good one. All right, I'm going to go with what we did here to kick off the segment. I am excited to see Baker Mayfield versus Kyler Murray. Come on. I got to take it. If it's there for the last pick, I'm going to take it. It's the past 2 Heisman winners against each other. And I know they're not on the field at the same time, but still, they're going to be paying attention to what the other one's doing on the field. You have a personal competitive nature against the other quarterback you're playing against. That's a very real thing. So, not only are they the past 2 Heisman winners, they were at the same school together. Kyler Murray was backing up Baker Mayfield. And I think that is going to be one where they are, they're going to be invested into, I want to one-up the other guy to show that I am the better boomer sooner that way. It's killing me that I'm a Texas Longhorn and I'm talking about the damn Oklahoma Sooners, but that is a special football program. It's really one of the best there is in all of college football.
And the other angle to this one is the Cliff Kingsbury Baker Mayfield feud from past years, right? Where Mayfield transferred to Oklahoma, Patrick Mahomes took over at quarterback, and both Kingsbury and Mayfield saying all the right things now. And I think Mayfield means it, where he says that was a long time ago. I don't really care. If he cared, he'd say so.
Yeah, you're right.
He wouldn't hold that back. So that's another wrinkle on this one. And it would be better if the Cardinals were a better team, but they gave the Steelers everything they can handle last week. They may do the same thing with the Browns. All right, we're going to take a break. When we return, more on the Thursday night game. with some predictions, some prop bets, and whatnot. Meanwhile, before we go, our picks for the most important matchups of Week 15. I've got Wade Phillips versus Jason Garrett, Bill Belichick versus Zac Taylor, the Vikings O-line versus the Chargers D-line. Simms has Dan Quinn versus Kyle Shanahan, the Bills O-line versus the Steelers front seven, and Baker Mayfield versus Kyler Murray.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.